1, you're 2.
Okay.
1,
2,
1,
2.
Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the show that we talk about things.
The show where it's super late and I'm really salty.
I'm not salty.
I am super salty. Okay.
I'm excited.
I was really salty. We'll get into it. Go ahead.
So,
introduce
as you may or may not have known, there have been some leaks going around before.
It's been going on for what, like 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
I mean, it went before to where like there were leaks from months ago that showed like riding on a Lapras on one of the Kanto routes, the one just south of Pallet Town, and like you had an Eevee on your head and you were riding a Lapras. So I mean,
so these rumors have been going around talking about Switch games called Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And as of right now, around 9:30 p.m. EST, May 29th, it just got announced.
Yeah, like
from Japan.
One of the trailers on Poke Times, it's a verified Twitter account, literally went up 12 minutes ago.
Yeah, it went up at a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, but, so you're right, like right at 9:30.
And so this game is interesting. I don't know. Have they said anything if it's a mainline or not?
They have. They said it's not. Okay, which is why I'm considerably less angry now.
Okay.
I was really upset because all the leaks sort of led us all to believe that it was mainline. Of all the things for them to get wrong, that's one of two things I'm glad that they got wrong, but one of the things was unfortunately correct, and that is that this is very much a Pokemon Go tie-in.
So, just to go over everything before we start discussions, this trailer was released, and the internet is going wild right now. So, of course, we were like, let's do a
Gotta hop on that.
Yeah, gotta get on it. Gotta get that sweet YouTube dollars. But basically, it is a game where you are exploring Kanto on your Switch. So, the first HD Pokemon game really is going to be back in Kanto with an art style that I would actually say it's a mix of the 6th gen and 7th gen graphics now in HD, because it is more of a chibi art style than Gen 7. Still hits that chibi from Gen 6, but does not have the gross huge heads.
Judging from looking at this, I'm like clicking through the trailer real quick. Like, the world geometry looks very much more like XY because it's still very, like, grid-based. It's not going off the sun, moon, how, like, it didn't really matter where you were. This is still very, like,
well, I'm saying with this because I don't think it's as grid. Like, there's definitely grids, for sure, but that's also given the fact that Kanto has been made twice now on grid.
Yeah, but it would have been way more interesting to not do a grid, to do like
it's still a 360 degree movement. There's like you can do all that. It's just that's how it is, and I think it was a deliberate design choice because to get back all those people that got caught in initially with Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And I'm not like this is all the people that haven't played Pokemon since Gen 1 or Gen 2, and then started playing Pokemon Go when it got huge. And now they can bring it onto the Switch, which will then sell more Switches, get more people talking about it, and thus create a larger profit for Pokemon and Nintendo as a whole, which I completely understand. And that's basically the overview. There's a bunch of little things in the trailer that I really want to talk about because I think it's really interesting.
We'll start off with the co-op
setup. Okay, so the controls for this game is very simple. It is one Joy-Con. You need one Joy-Con to play.
I mean, like the GBA games, and like you could do that with like
exactly.
A and B, start, select, L and R, and the D-pad. Like that's all you needed.
So it makes sense. And then you can give the other Joy-Con, because obviously the Switch has two Joy-Cons attached to it at all times usually. You can play with a friend, and you literally just shake the remote, and then you teleport on in, and then you play with them. So I think that itself is a really cool concept because we've never had a Pokemon game basically ever that
White,
can employ this.
Black White 2 sort of did something
No,
like this.
The Entra Link is very, very different from this.
it's different because like this, like you actually like battle together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they show a lot of like double battles, and they show you like
They show a lot of both single and double battles depending on who's playing. So I think I think this is actually a really smart move by their part.
I really want to know if any of these Pokemon like it's in terms of competitive play.
I want to touch on that later. First, I want to just talk a little bit more about the co-op real quick.
It's a cool idea. You can definitely tell that they built this from the ground up to work with the Switch. Like this is very much a Switch kind of game.
Yeah, this was never like a Wii U developed thing. It is definitely something that it was developed, I think, maybe a little bit behind Pokemon Go. Like, maybe they started development as it was getting its last stages. Maybe even as it was released. I actually don't think that's right. Because it seems like a lot of polish for some of this stuff.
Yeah, but visually it looks fantastic.
Oh my goodness, we'll talk about that too in a second. But, I don't know. The co-op just seems like a really smart idea from my perspective at least. And it can really... Once again, for all those older people that have, well, like, you know, not older, like people in their 30s at this point, like, say they got, like, married or something, they could play with their significant other with their Switch that they just bought for Pokemon Go Pikachu or Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. It's still weird.
I mean, let's fucking just call it, like, fucking Pokemon Go Pikachu.
I know that's too long. I know it's Let's Go. It's just I haven't really looked at the title at all. But can we go into the art style next? Because
absolutely.
This is some nice pizza pie we got here. I am so happy that this art style is picked. As I said before, I feel like it's a mix between Gen 6 and Gen 7. Still has that chibi aesthetic from Gen 6, but way more polished from Gen 7.
Team Rocket's back.
Yep. Well, duh, it's Gen 1.
But I mean, they could have done that. We don't need Team Rocket again.
Nope, remember, this is to catering towards people who haven't played Pokemon in 20 years. So, stop. This is bad discussion video if you just go,
I don't care.
all the time.
I don't care.
Shut up. But, with this, art style, I really think, because it just looks like an updated like a Fire Red, basically, because it still has all like the ledges and all that old visual flair. Like the grass is still very much the same. It still has a lot of the same.
You can get outfits for your Pikachu and Eevee.
You didn't watch the entire thing before we recorded
I'm watching
this?
It closer now. I'm watching it like real close.
What a stinky pinky! But yeah. There's a lot of cool little things that you can see with this. And then, I don't know, I just really like this art.
I bet
it's nice.
I wonder if they're testing the waters. No, they couldn't.
I don't think so.
Be.
I don't think they would deviate this far from the normal Pokemon formula that has literally gone for 20 years at this point. I think that this is a spin-off. I think will do extremely well. I'm definitely going to buy it because, of course I am. And I'm...
one of the reasons I was so mad was because I know I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so excited for this. Anything else you want to talk about the art? Well, it obviously uses all models from Pokemon Go. Like, they obviously already have
Pokemon Go
models.
uses the same models from X and Y, and Sun Moon uses the same models, too.
Yeah.
Because they future-proofed them, which was very smart on Game Freak's end. And that's why the game chugs on 3DS. Too high polys. Yeah. The hype train for this one was...
Yeah.
This is a rough one.
No, it was a very smooth one for me. Do you want to talk about the gameplay now?
I was keeping up with the leaks. Yeah, let's talk about the gameplay.
So, as we've said before, this is going to be a tie-in to Pokemon Go. A pretty solid tie-in. Like, very much they can go hand in hand for sure. And as the control is just one Joy-Con. What you can do to catch Pokemon, obviously the core of any Pokemon game is catching Pokemon, is you flick your wrist much like you would play Pokemon Go, like throwing something out at them, which, is not the I am not the biggest fan of this, and I don't think Garb is either.
No.
Yeah, it's something weird, but it goes with the gimmick, obviously. So, take it or leave it. But then there's that just seems like
the regular battling looks the same. Looks
every time they've showed characters fighting wild Pokemon, it seems like it's only throwing that Pokeball or picking an item / berry. I'm trying to get to the part where it does show that.
I need to know how much of this is going to be traditional and how much is going to be.
Oh wait, there it is. Give me 1 second.
Oak looks a little.
There it was. There it was. So the UI is definitely different from traditional old Pokemon. So on the battling for the wild Pokemon, it says get ready, items, help, and run away. So it doesn't seem like you can actually battle wild Pokemon, and it does have Psyduck. I'm looking at the screenshot right now. It has Psyduck level 13, has a gender, and then has its CP level, which is the combat power points or whatever found in Pokemon Go.
So there's no
Well, I think there is. I don't think there's deep stats, because later on in the trailer they do show. They do show. Give me 1 second.
It's probably not nature's either.
No,
maybe
because
not
they
even
have
abilities.
Well, they have quote unquote IVs and
Yeah, but those aren't quite the same.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to.
Unless they made it to where.
Yeah, well, because the thing is with the battling system, at least it has 4 move slots, which is different from Pokemon Go with their only 2.
And Pokemon Go is just tap the screen.
Yeah.
And that's the battling.
And it does have obviously HP, because that.
Yeah.
Something that you would do, but I don't know. This is just a really weird thing for me. I'm very much a supporter of this, because this just seems like an interesting thing to me. I don't. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to read this. Okay, so, it shows a screen of what the Pokemon caught and kind of its stats. So it has the Pokemon or the Pokedex number, the name, the type. It has the number caught, and it has the height and the weight, the highest and
standard
lowest.
Pokedex entry stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't show any stats, but also I can't confirm that this is a determiner for it. One thing that I do want to say, though, that I think is actually really cool and Pokemon has been missing out for a while now, you can now see the wild encounters in grass.
Yeah. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon kind of hinted at this with some neat little stuff here and there where there's just Pokemon kind of in the background. Not a whole lot, though. I remember, just because this is the area I've been a lot in, is in the Battle Tree. There's a Beware. Just kind of chilling. Yeah.
It's, I just think that it's also take everything that we say with a grain of salt. We've only seen one 3-minute trailer, but it's interesting to me. So are we good with talking about the battling and whatnot? There's a couple more things big topics
the
covered.
Peripheral and
Yeah, so I wanted since that is tied to, let's talk about the peripheral. It's just called the Pokeball. It's a Pokeball. It works as a Joy-Con, and then you can take it around much like the Pokewalker did with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And you can put a Pokemon inside of it and walk around with it. And I'm assuming it can level up your Pokemon, receive candies, if that's even in this game, because
that's a good point.
what it is. That's what it is for Pokemon Go. You set a buddy partner Pokemon, and then you walk around, and then for a certain number of kilometers that you walk, you get a candy for that Pokemon. So that would be maybe what I could see, or it could, increase happiness / level it up or something along those lines. I don't really know how these mechanics work yet, and it's kind of frustrating, but also really exciting because I really just want to know more. But I don't know. I like it. I'm gonna buy the peripheral. Of course I am. It's so cute. I love it. There's gonna be a bundle with a game in the peripheral,
What
so I'm gonna get that.
frustrates me about the peripheral is that it's too large.
I don't know.
With the Pokewalker, like, you could very easily just, like, keep it in your pocket. It's not. It doesn't look like you got, like, a big old testicle in your pants.
That's true.
Like, with this, I can't just stuff it in my pocket. I've got to put it, like, in a bag.
Also, I will say that the peripheral is 49.80 yen, so about $50.
Oof.
Which is an oof for sure. And the game is $60 standard Switch. And it's actually being released in Japan.
This looks like
November
a $40
16th.
game.
I don't know. Well, we need to see more of it. I'm I'll buy it any price point, because I'm a fool. But I don't know. The peripheral itself, I think, seems cool. Then again, it does have a lot of the things from the Joy-Con. It has a speaker. It has its own joystick on it. It has LED on it.
Has a joystick? Where the fuck is the joystick?
It's the center ball. You can go left and right and press in with it.
But why?
So you could have a joystick and play Smash with it.
I want to see Super Mario Odyssey speedruns.
Dude, I'll do it.
The Pokeball?
No,
I want to see a no-hat run.
Dude,
no
I'll
capture.
just... I'm just gonna play, what is it called? Mario Kart with that from now on.
Good, then I'll win.
Liar. You suck at it. I want to talk about basically like a couple smaller things at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go back to the aesthetics a little bit. It seems
really
very, very well animated, like very nice, polished. Definitely an HD game that fits very well on the Switch. It is definitely not something that was like, oh, this was a mobile thing, but then we like updated it. No, this seems very much from the ground up for the Switch.
I hope it isn't just the Sun Moon animations, because some of them were superb, like Genesect. Whenever it comes out of the Pokeball, it's in like the speed form. And that's really cool, but not every Pokemon like got that cool treatment,
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think it is going for a little bit more Pokemon Go animations, because they do have so many of those already saved, and I think they've used it, but we'll see. I don't think they show any coming out of the Pokeball. I'm going to check one more time.
Let's see. I think they show some just in battle, which are
they don't show them coming out. They only show in battle, which sucks. But it does show attacks, which shows that they've there's like
Venonat's hopping around. He looks cute.
Yeah, I saw like Glare. Like there's like Hyper Beam from Dragonite. There's Swift from Horsea. There's a Hydro Pump from Blastoise, and then a Glare from Arbok, which seems like a little bit of a different idea. So I think with that we will be having more traditional, because Glare obviously paralyzes a Pokemon. It's either Glare or Leer. Either way, that shows that there's stats and something else to be gained from this. So, along with Cloyster actually has Shell Smash shown. So, at least from what the animation I can read from it, that would be something that I think is still being kept.
Quick thing.
Yeah.
I'm watching back. There's a part where there's a Dratini, right?
Yes.
And you kind of just like have the Dratini out with you, and then like it's in sort of an area that's kind of an open field.
Yeah, the Go Park.
Yeah, it looks like this is like a PC box. It sort of.
I think either PC
equivalent.
box or like in black and white, they have the Dream Park, I think, or Dream Area, where when you played online on your computer and found a Pokemon, you could transfer it back to your game and you would catch them there with.
Yeah. Because there's like a
special dream
Charizard,
ball.
Zapdos. Like, these
Yeah.
aren't Pokemon that you just find in the wild. This is
That's
obviously
true.
not that area.
Well, it's either a transfer area and they just transferred a shit ton, or it is a PC box, which makes a lot of sense actually.
Or just like a little park where you can just
Yeah.
deposit them. Dude, like Poke Park on the Wii. Dude, I played the shit out of that.
That's a real fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
we're
neat
getting
little
off.
game.
Oh, one thing that I really do want to talk about. Just it's not a big thing, but Pokemon follow you in this game. I'm so happy that that's back. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You see like an Electrode following you, and then like a Nidoking and a Nidoqueen in the
And you can ride
tunnels.
on the Onyx.
And you can ride on like an Onyx and like the Lapras, and then like your Eevee and Pikachu like ride on your head. It's so good.
The thing is that like they've
I
had
love
this
it.
data since the original Sun Moon. They just, my guess is that the 3DS. Oh, there's even one of like you're flying on the back of a Charizard. Hold on, I'll
Yeah.
send a screenshot and send it to
I do
you.
too.
But
Yeah.
hold on, like they're like riding on the back of the Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks
Yeah,
really
like
cool.
flying right above.
That's cool.
And I think, and then you also get outfits for your starter at least. Like Eevee
Yeah,
and Pikachu both
that is
little
super
outfits
cute.
that are really adorable,
down
and I
for that.
can't wait to just see all the outfits and me buying them all. And then after that, there's obviously the connectivity with Pokemon Go, which you can transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. And then you can send gifts/presents back. It doesn't really show what you can send back. I don't think you can send Pokemon back. But then again, not entirely sure. And then there's one thing at the end of the trailer that I don't think a lot of people have seen yet. It shows it says
Double
it shows a
Pokeballs.
gift. It has a gift on their Pokemon Go app, and it says you'll meet a special Pokemon.
Yeah.
What
Probably
the
Mew.
fuck does that mean? I know, because Mew's already in the game. Like, that's not special anymore. I know a bunch of people in Pokemon Go who have Mew, or like several. I would want to go out on a limb and say it's Gen 8, but I don't know.
I mean, they have done shit like that in the past, where
Yeah.
like there was a little Pokemon like Christmas video, where that was like one of the first things with Meryl.
Yeah,
Was that little video?
and stuff with like, Togepi was in the Pokemon anime
Yeah,
for the
Togepi.
longest time.
Some people think
like-
that Togepi was a Gen 1 Pokemon.
It wasn't.
Yeah, no, it most certainly wasn't.
Yeah, but I don't. It could happen. It could be. Could not be. No one really knows. So we've basically covered the entirety of the trailer and a couple little things that we've seen and a little bit of our opinions. But Garb, do you want to give us just kind of your overview? What impressions you're really getting from it? Maybe what you want to see, what you kind of dislike. Stuff like that.
I'm just glad it's not a main line, because this is not. I'm not a fan of Pokemon Go. Like, I am super into Pokemon. I really like the competitive end, because it's just so much fun, because there's so many stats, and there's a lot of like math and stuff that's really fun, but and that stuff makes me happy. But like, this looks very, I don't want to say it's dumbed down yet, because it very well and could be its own brand of fun, but it's not the same. It's not like it doesn't scratch that itch, That's what I need, is that itch to be scratched. And it's not there. I need my balls tickled, man. This isn't doing it. Are you gonna cut that joke?
No, I'm not. But I hate recording with you. But it's is there anything else you really want to touch base on? Because I have.
No. But whenever we're done, I'm gonna think of like 30 things and be mad.
Oh, of course, that's how these always go. I am a person that is never really like, oh, this game looks stinky. I don't like it, and I don't want it.
That's me, though.
Because I know that's why it's two of us. That's why it's not only you doing this. I'm very much optimistic with
City.
games. I'm happy that this game's being released. I might not agree with like the Pokemon Go integration with catching Pokemon, but there are a lot of cool ideas that can be implemented into the next generation, next game, mainline, and I feel that it'll be a fun experience nonetheless, at least for me, with all these, with going back to Kanto again for another time and to see all these Pokemon in HD finally on a home console and to go and just
this
play.
really is the first HD Pokemon.
Like straight, well, because we've had like Coliseum and Gale of Darkness.
Those weren't HD. Those were 480p.
Oh, that's true. Those are console. Never mind.
480p.
Those are just console. Yeah, but this is HD, no holds barred. It just looks really like cute. Like they just released official artwork of the protagonist. They are so adorable. I don't even think you understand how good they are. I don't know. I'm just very excited. I'm glad that Pokemon has another thing happening right now because
the girl
Pokemon
is
Go's,
super cute.
Pokemon Go's
like,
been their thing for like a solid like year and a half to 2 years now.
There's a coworker, she plays Pokemon Go, and so yeah, there's still people. There was like someone lost their phone, not long ago too, and I went and dropped it off because it was on college campus, and they were like a huge Pokemon Go person.
Yeah,
I could tell because like that was like on there, and they had like a little Blastoise on there, and so I gave it to the Lost and Found.
Yeah, but like even I play it very casually. Like if I'm sitting around and I'm like, oh, maybe there's a Pokestop nearby, and I open it and then I like spin it once, maybe catch a Pokemon or two, and then that's it. But I do know a lot of people that are still very deeply engrossed in this game.
Yeah.
And this is definitely for them. And I think even people who just played it for like, the first couple weeks, this is still a game very much for them if they do want to have a more beefy experience, I guess. But, we don't know anything. I'm just excited that Pokemon's releasing something. And they're just so good.
I mean, I'm really excited to see like what they're gonna do in the future because like already like they've got an engine like, and this looks visually fantastic. And hoping, please God, just don't let there be the god awful frame drops that were in XY, Sun Moon, and Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. Please.
I don't think there will be.
I don't think so either, but part of me is still like,
Because I am, also, let me tell you, right now, they're still releasing stuff. Cerebi is, like, still pumping out some great stuff.
Hop on there.
Yeah, it says, it is confirmed that there are no actual battles with wild Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So that makes sense. And then Let's Go Pokemon will just have the original 151 and some Alolan Pokemon.
Yeah, I noticed that it was only 151. That was something I wanted to bring up, but I forgot because I'm tired and stupid. You can also send your Pokemon from Go to Pokemon Go Park. Okay. And to get them in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They can be played with just one Joy-Con, and capture is done by flicking the Joy-Con like Pokemon Go. Okay. Yeah.
It's
November 16th.
Interesting.
And one is... Hold on. Twitter.com/project... Or Twitter Project V. Darn. The, joined in like birthday quote unquote of the Project Eevee Twitter account is November 21st, and I was like speculating like that's the old analysis machine told me that it was going to be released on the 21st. Not quite Close,
Yeah.
but not quite.
I don't know. I'm just excited to play this game. I just like video games.
I want to see what the online is. Because, I
I
don't
don't
fucking
know
have
if
anyone
there's
to
gonna
play
be
this
online.
with. Well, that would
If there was any game for it to be, this one would be the game to have online
I
with
would
this
be very disappointed.
co-op.
That might actually be a deal breaker for me.
I don't think there will be. I'm like, even though I'm usually very much an optimist, I doubt it.
That might be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, I'm still gonna buy it.
I found the trailer on YouTube now. It's up on YouTube now.
Yeah, so I can finally watch it in HD without this
Yeah.
crispy.
But
But
Twitter videos are horrible.
is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I think we've covered enough and a lot, really.
Oh man, this game needs some like anti-aliasing.
A little bit. This is also very much. Oh, that was a voice crack. Very
okay.
much still first footage. Gameplay probably isn't completed, so take all this with a grain of salt.
The backgrounds look very much like the sort of circle area, like in Sun Moon, which I'm
Yeah.
down for. Like that looked good, and it like, in like even Fire Red Leaf Green, like the most you got for a background change was like a different color circle under them, like, and that was still like, whoa, it's a different environment, you know.
I think it's going to be good. Along with they also show that your trainers are behind the battling Pokemon, so that's good too. That's being retained.
That was something really good about Sun Moon, dude. Nugget Bridge looks fucking tight.
I know it does. I don't know. I think we've been rambling on, and I'm gonna have to cut part of this.
That's
But
fine.
I'm just excited. I just want to play this game. That's it. If you have anything you want to talk about or see with this game, then please tell us in the comments or something like that. Tweet at us, because this is something that at least for me, I'm definitely going to be following till it gets released.
I'm definitely, dude. I was refreshing Cerebi.net all day at work today. Just because I saw it this morning that that thing went out saying that they were gonna announce something, but I miscalculated and I thought it was gonna be tomorrow afternoon. I didn't think it was gonna be today.
Well, aren't you happy that this was not revealed at E3?
Oh, dude, if this was, they knew that if they released this at E3, people would be furious.
Yeah. Well, I think with that we've covered everything that we want to talk about. So just let us know what you think about in the comments. Also, Pokemon Quest was released today, but no one cares about that. So
literally not a single person gave a shit.
Okay, we've been the three Weebros. Thanks for listening. Ciao.
Pour some salt in your wounds, me.